On board Apollo 11, just at the top here, was the Cambridge invention, with parts no bigger than a dinner plate, without which, President Nixon said, they wouldn't have even reached the moon. And now it's sitting in the city's Whipple Museum.
Capcom, we're go for landing.
This is a classic example of an object that looks so simple on the outside, is incredibly complex on the inside, and actually changed the course of history. It's an electrode from a Bacon fuel cell, a prototype because the original was left in space. As you can see from the old manual, 30 of those discs combined into a cell that provided the electricity for Apollo 11. Cambridge scientist Tom Bacon had developed the world's first practical fuel cell.
It seems to me as a layman that this is almost as revolutionary as the discovery of steam traction. Would you agree?
Well, I like to think so, but you must remember that I'm an enthusiast, and perhaps you better get that confirmed by somebody else.
And that's exactly what we did. New students in Bacon's old Cambridge department found a novel way to show me how it worked and why it was so critical to the Apollo mission. So guys, this is where we do our Blue Peter thing. So Minu, pretend you're on telly, funnily enough. Look down the lens there, tell the folks what we've got here. What's this experiment?
We have a small pot of soapy water here, and we have a balloon filled with hydrogen gas. What we're going to do is to generate a layer of hydrogen bubbles on top of the water, and then we're going to ignite it. We shall see a small-scale explosion.
The cells used hydrogen and oxygen, which were already on board Apollo as rocket fuel. When combined, they create energy, which can generate electricity. Even better, the only byproduct was water, which the crew drank.
It is safer, it is lighter, it is smaller, it is quieter, and above all, it is more efficient.
A more single-minded man I can hardly imagine.
Professor John Davidson is Bacon's old Cambridge colleague.
He always came rather smartly dressed to the laboratory, wearing an old Etonian tie. He had a private income, so he didn't need employment. But he devoted all his time, worked in the lab long hours, developing the fuel cell.
Do you know how he felt about being involved with that project?
Oh, I think it was his whole life. So I think he was delighted when it was used for the moon.
Forward, drift into the right a little.
The Bacon fuel cell, the Cambridge invention that made the moon landings possible.
Copy you down, Eagle.
Richard Westcott, BBC Look East,
I'm going to step off the limb.
Cambridge.